Hey there. Have you ever stopped and wondered why people are the way they are? Why we live in cities, or why we have friends, or follow certain rules? Well, that's exactly what we're going to dive into today, social science. And don't let the name fool you, it's really just the story of us.
So, let's kick things off with a big question. What do you think is the most important subject you learn in school? Is it math? Maybe science? Or English? Whatever your answer is, just hold that thought. Because by the end of this, you might just have a new favorite. All right, let's start at the very beginning. I want you to forget any complicated textbook definitions you might have heard. We're going to strip it all back to one super simple idea. So, what is it, really? It's this simple. Social science is the study of people, the places we all live, and how we manage to live together. That's it. It's the story of us, from our own families to our friends, our neighborhoods, and even the whole wide world.
Oh, I absolutely love this way of thinking about it. You know how we learn our ABCs so we can read words and stories? Well, in the very same way, we learn social science so we can read the world around us and really understand life. It's that foundational.
Now, you might be thinking, okay, that's a nice idea, but it still feels like a school subject. Well, here's the secret. Social science isn't something you only learn in a classroom. The truth is, you're already an expert at it because you live it every single day. Let me show you what I mean. Think about your morning. When you're talking with your parents or your brothers and sisters, you're learning how to communicate, how to be part of a team, and the rules of your own family. That right there, that's social science happening right in your own home.
And what about when you're out playing with your friends? When you're deciding on rules for a game or figuring out how to share or taking turns, you're learning all about cooperation, fairness, and being a good friend. Yep, that's social science too.
And school itself is a perfect little mini world. It's got its own people, its own community, and its own rules. Learning how to be a good student and a good classmate, that's a huge part of social science in action. And it gets even bigger. Think about the park you play in, the roads you cross, your whole neighborhood. Those places didn't just magically appear, right? People planned them, built them, and figured out how we can all share them. Understanding all that is part of this big, amazing subject. So, as you can probably tell by now, social science is basically everywhere. But it's not one giant, single thing. It's much more like a bundle of different, fascinating stories that are all connected. Let's quickly open up that bundle and see what's inside.
This table lays it out perfectly. When we talk about stories of the past, what life was like for our grandparents, or even for ancient kings and queens, well, that has a big name, history. When we learn about our home, Earth, all the mountains, rivers, and why different places are the way they are, that's geography. And talking about rules and good behavior and how to be a good citizen, that's civics. And figuring out our needs and how we share things, that's just a simple way to look at economics. See? They're all just different chapters in the incredible story of us.
Okay, so we get what it is, and we can see it all around us. But that leads to the biggest question of all. Why does any of this actually matter? Why is learning this stuff so important?
Yeah, let's really think about that. Why do schools make sure we learn this? What's the real goal here, besides just getting a good grade on a test?
The answer is so incredibly simple, but it's also really powerful. It's because before we grow up to be doctors or engineers or artists or anything else, we first have to learn how to be good human beings. And this is what that really means. Social science gives us the skills we need for life. It teaches us how to share. It teaches us to respect other people, even when they're very different from us. It helps us understand right from wrong, and it shows us how our towns and cities actually work. And maybe most important of all, it teaches us how we can all live together peacefully.
And that right there brings us to our final, and honestly, our most important idea. If you remember just one thing from our entire chat today, I really hope this is it.
This slide paints such a clear picture. Imagine a kid who can solve the hardest math problem in the world, but doesn't know how to be a good friend. Or a science genius who makes amazing discoveries, but doesn't care about the people around them. Are they really educated? Of course not, because being smart without being kind is only half the story.
And that is the absolute heart of the matter. Social science isn't a subject that's just about getting good marks on a test. Its real job is so much bigger than that. It teaches us about life itself. And that's the beautiful truth of it all. The lessons we learn from social science are the ones that help us become not just educated people, but good human beings. It's a subject that teaches us how to think, how to feel, and how to live together in this world. And that's a lesson that begins when we're young, but it stays with us for our entire lives.